with increasing Turkish presence, and I met with the leader of the Free Georgia Party, and I quote him. He said the following: "We certainly welcome the investments, but there are a lot of cases when the Turkish entrepreneurs' behavior is obscure. For example, people selling shawarma in Batum, in Tbilisi, central avenues and highways, put Turkey's flag next to it. Their motivation is incomprehensible." He also added that his party perceived Turkey as a threat to Georgia's national interests, but also explained that he was against extreme measures and was of the opinion that Turkey's expansion to Georgia must be prevented by diplomatic means. So parallel to economic presence of Turkey in Georgia, we also observe a number of institutions which are under the auspices of the Turkish Prime Ministry, mainly the Turkish Cooperation Economic Agency, most famously known as TİKA, Yunus Emre Turkish Cultural Centers, and the Presidency of Religious Affairs, also famously known as Diyanet, being very famous in Georgia and expanding their activities in Georgia. In addition to these institutions, there are also schools belonging to Fethullah Gülen movement, which are operating under the auspices of Çağlar Education Institution. Currently, there are 7 Gülen schools in Georgia, 1 university, and another interesting example, the Turkish Embassy in Georgia is carrying out a course especially for bureaucrats in Georgia, which is called Atatürk Lessons in Leadership. And various bureaucrats in the Georgian government, they get together. People from Turkey go there and give lessons, and especially one lecture headline, Atatürk's role in establishing the new state. And also, by the way, this project was not listed in the embassy's website. Okay, with all these mentioned, I want to now turn to the opportunities, and I want to talk briefly about the Kars-Afalkalaki Railway project. Now, this project, which was initiated in 2007, Armenia was very critical at the very beginning of this project, and it was understandable because in 2006 and 2007, Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan and Baku-Tbilisi-Erzurum pipelines just became operational, and a new railway was yet another indication that Armenia felt that it is going to be more isolated, and Armenia opposed it vehemently. And with the passage of time, however, it became obvious that this railway, 100-kilometer long railway is going to be finished, and it was postponed a number of times, and it seems by the end of next year it's going to be completed. And each time Armenia was hopeful that the Turkish government will backtrack, especially during the 2008-2010 when there was a football diplomacy, so-called. However, the project slowly moved on, and now it could be stated that even if Kars-Gyumri railway is open, it's not going to be in competition with this Kars-Afalkalaki railway, because Kars-Afalkalaki railway is constructed using the advanced technological solutions, and whereas the Kars-Gyumri line is worn out and outdated, like most of the Armenian railway network. Thus, what are the policy choices for Armenia, having in the view that the Turkish-Armenian border remains closed and there is no prospects for it to be opened? Firstly, I think the Armenian government should seek opportunity rather than challenge in this project. This big question, the big question that stands in front of the Armenian government is how to take advantage of this project, how to benefit from something that it resisted some years ago. Therefore, a few factors and justifications need to be considered. The Afalkalaki terminal, which will serve as a major hub in the region, is only 30 kilometers away from the Armenian border. It is also 90 kilometers away from Gyumri, from Armenia's second largest city. It is also 210 kilometers away from Yerevan. Our Armenian government started this high-speed highway project, which will connect the southernmost city of Armenia, Mervi, to the northernmost city of Vahram, which is on the Georgian border. And with that highway, it will only take 2 hours from Yerevan to get to Akalkalaki. With this, the road to Batumi and Poti ports will decrease 3 times if Armenia gets access to the Akalkalaki railway station. If Armenia also manages to get access to the Akalkalaki terminal, the negative economic implications of the closed Turkish-Armenian border will also decrease. The 21-year-old Turkish blockade of Armenia has seriously damaged the Armenian economy. And according to different calculations, if the border was opened, Armenia's GDP could have been at least doubled by this time. Of course, for the Armenian economy, the Kars-Akalkalaki railway can in no way replace Kars-Gyumri railway, but it will significantly reduce the burden of transportation costs. Obviously, we will hear an opposition from Azerbaijan, and there is a huge likelihood of that. And I guess one thing that Azerbaijan's government should understand, and the international community also, that this project was not built to isolate Armenia. It was built for the economic benefits to transport Caspian energy and goods to Turkey and to Europe. So this is the first thing. So the Azerbaijani government should understand that this is that it wasn't the primary aim of this project. The other country in this equilibrium is, of course, Turkey. The Turkish government position towards Armenia's participation is also going to be an important one. And Armenian economy has still survived, but with this possibility, it can develop even further. Of course, and the Georgian position is going to be much more critical, because the Georgian government, especially the new government, the Georgian Dream coalition government, hasn't been quite in favor of this railway project, quoting some conditions that they don't like. And now I guess it's an appropriate moment for Georgian government to work with the Armenian government, or vice versa, to find out some solutions that Armenia could be on board of this project. However, it's going to be very difficult to observe how the Georgian government is going to oppose Turkish and Azerbaijani influences in Georgia, because they are key players in the Georgian economy, and also in some regions, like in Algeria. Turkey is also a key player, and the soft power of Turkey in Georgia is something that is also raising questions among many